Good afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you are. We are not completely done, but for the time being, we're functionally done because I am mentally finished working on this for the time being, and pretty much all the systems are operational. So here we have the entryway. We have one of the little Dometic drawer fridges, just isn't on right now because there's no reason to have it on. There's storage in here for soft goods, whatever I feel like. Probably like socks and underwear, stuff like that. This is my water fill, which the placement is not ideal. It would have been better to have it outside, but with a funnel, it works. Here's my electrical control panel. I've got the switch for my inverter, which is located under the driver's seat. You can probably just barely see the back of it there. And that powers an outlet here, and also an outlet right down there, which is also where my sink's gray water dumps out. That's how I've been running pretty much my whole workshop for the past however many months since I got my solar system completed. The inverter is hooked up to two 100 amp hour SOK lithium iron phosphate batteries, and those have been just running like champions. This is the switch for my water pump. This is the switch for my battery heater, so that whenever it's really, really cold outside, I can still charge the batteries. These are the switches for my fans. These are the switches for my lights. So, driver's side, light bar. Passenger side, light bar. And fan unit 1, fan unit 2. Those are just computer cooling fans. They were just some pretty quiet ones. At least they were advertised as pretty quiet, and they don't seem to be particularly loud. They seem to work pretty well. My wiring obviously is not the cleanest thing in the world, but life goes on. Still got a bit that I need to clean up down here, which is just extra stuff. I do have an extra line in here that I can run to something new if I want to. This is just held magnetically in place and will actually catch on the countertop here, but we can peek inside. I can't tell if we can see anything in there, but that's just where the wiring resides. So let's turn the lights on and hop inside real quick. I've got a 4-inch foam mattress, which I got custom cut for the purpose. It's 2 layers. They're both medium density foams, but one's a medium firmness and one's a soft firmness. Oh, wow, really good camera work there. Got a little spot here for my shoes. I'm sure I'll have to replace this piece of plywood before too long, but that's not the end of the world. I'll also have to put a shelf up here, or rather a wall with some cupboards on it. That's the plan. This shelf I put in last year or something. That's been really good for clothes and such things. The sharp edge of the metal where I cut the original roof off of the van, I just covered in white Gorilla Tape because I'm lazy. Then we have my sink, which I got from Amazon, which in the used and returned section, which wasn't the best idea because it came all like bent out of square and mangled and the corners were all wrecked. So I had to spend like an hour and a half beating that back into shape. And my faucet is just a really simple CPVC pipe setup. The pump is located under here. and the tank extends all the way across the width, which is 21 gallons. This is the only place it comes out at the moment. And it can certainly fill the sink up. It does not drain as quickly as it pumps, but that's not the end of the world. And as I showed you before, the line just drains straight out the bottom. I had to make some... That's where it comes up into there. I had to make a kind of funky custom adapter here for the sink drain, which I don't love, and it did leak a little bit when I first tested it, which is why there's a bunch of butyl tape wrapped around it. Not an ideal solution, but it doesn't seem to be leaking anymore, so I'm pretty happy about that. Just a little bit of extra cupboard space underneath. Right now, it's just got the funnel for my water fill and some paper towels. Gotta have paper towels at all times. That's it from the other side. You can see that extension cord that runs out along with the drain line comes up through there. And then those are the wires for my lights and my fans that run back into the control unit. I'm gonna toss this back. This has been the most effort I have ever had to put into any sort of project. I had to cut every piece of plywood, every piece of foam. I custom built this box to house these fans. I custom built the light bars, because those actually just have these little LED light strips in them for each. And so I had to connect those all up and wire them together. They do get a little warm with use, but nothing concerning. Maybe if I ran them for like 12 hours straight, it might be a problem. I don't know. And then this space here where the mattress stops, I'm just gonna fill up with towels and stuff, just because it's good to have towels hanging around. At some point, I'll have to put wooden panels on the doors here, but that is a purely cosmetic issue that is not of high priority at the moment. Oh man, this mattress is so much more comfortable than my previous one, and I can actually sit up straight in bed now with quite a few inches of headroom, probably between 6 and 8 inches, which is outstanding, because in the last build, I could not sit up straight all the way without touching my head on the ceiling, which was lame. It's just so cool to like build circuits that work. I suppose I'll open this door and show you what my electrical system looks like underneath. I'm gonna put a shelf in here at some point just so I can use a little bit more of this space. That area with all the holes in it is ventilation for the refrigerator, which has an extra fan that I installed. Where in the world is my shot? There it is. That fan right there helps cool the refrigerator, and there's another switch for it down below it. So if I turn the fridge on, I turn that on as well. And then down here, in addition to the inverter, there's also a pair of fans to help cool the solar control unit. The solar charger, which is right there. You can see those fans there. There's the 2 SOKs, running to a fuse, running to an on-off switch, to a couple of custom-made bus bars, and the solar input goes through a breaker, so I can just turn that off if I feel it necessary. And yeah, I'm gonna put a shelf up here so I can use this for some more storage at some point. But that's relatively low priority at the moment. Now let me put my shoes back on, and I will show you guys out in the rear where I have the bulk of my storage. Okay. You can turn the fans off for now, leave the lights on. Unfortunately, I can't access this from the inside anymore, which I really don't love, but I do still have both of the slider doors, so I'm not too worried about it. Here we have Mr. Big Chungus drawer. That just deadbolts in place. Slides out 52 inches, I think. It's just big enough to fit my Mad Rock triple crash pad. And then all of the rest of this, I'm not going to take this off at the moment. This is a tabletop that I can use, which I can just pop out if I feel like it. But, show you under here, just tons and tons of space. And if I happen to be going on a sport climbing trip, I could just take the crash pad out if I felt so inclined and just run without it and use all of that for extra storage space. I cannot communicate to you how nice it is to be not necessarily done, but at a very functional stage of this build. I am so pleased. In the meantime, I hope you guys all have a great day, and thanks for watching.